Welcome to the History AI podcast, where the past comes alive with facts, anecdotes, and a dash of humor. Here are your hosts, Chuck and Marco.
Welcome to the History AI podcast. I'm Chuck, your host for this dive into the past.
And I'm Marco, bringing you the hidden gems of history. Today, we have a chilling story about the legendary sniper, Simo Häyhä.
We also have a special guest named CJ, a military history enthusiast who's going to help us unpack the life of this icy marksman.
Thanks for having me, guys. Ready to talk about the coolest sniper in history, literally.
Before we get started, remember to subscribe, rate, and share our podcast to keep these historical tales alive.
Let's delve into the early life of Simo Häyhä. Born on December 17, 1905, in Rotjärvi, a part of the Russian Empire at the time, Simo's childhood was set against the backdrop of a world on the brink of monumental changes.
Absolutely, Chuck. Rotjärvi, now known for being close to the Finnish-Russian border, was then a quiet, rural area. His family were farmers, and Simo was the eighth of 9 children. Imagine the hustle and bustle in that household.
And not to forget, this was an era without modern comforts. Simo's early life was filled with hard work on the farm, which taught him not just discipline, but also self-reliance.
Right, he was essentially a farm boy. Those long, harsh Finnish winters, in the forested, rugged terrain around his home played a key role in shaping his skills. He became an adept skier and an excellent marksman. Hunting was a common pastime in rural Finland.
His connection with nature was profound. Stories suggest he could stay motionless for hours, skills that later made him an extraordinary sniper.
And let's not forget the socio-political climate. Finland declared independence from Russia in 1917, when Simo was just 12. His formative years were influenced by this newfound Finnish nationalism and the struggles of a young nation.
So, while most of us were learning basic algebra, Simo was mastering the art of patience and precision in the wilderness.
Exactly, Chuck. And this background laid the foundation for his later military exploits. His upbringing was a mix of rustic simplicity, a connection with the land, and a burgeoning sense of national identity.
And all these elements perfectly converged to create the legend that Simo would become. The boy from Rotjärvi was set to become the White Death, the sniper feared by many.
What a journey from a tranquil farm life to the battlefields of the Winter War.
Simo's transition from a peaceful farm life to the battlefield is a story of patriotism and timing. The world was changing rapidly, and Finland's place in it was no exception.
Right, Marco. When the Winter War broke out in 1939, Finland found itself unexpectedly thrust into conflict with the Soviet Union. It was a David and Goliath situation, with Finland heavily outnumbered and outgunned.
This war wasn't just a political conflict for Simo, it was personal. The Soviet aggression threatened his homeland, a place he deeply cherished. Remember, this was a man who grew up in the newly independent Finland, so national pride ran deep in his veins.
And let's paint the picture here. Finland, a nation just finding its feet, suddenly faced a colossal Soviet force. For many young Finns like Simo, this was a call to defend their country's sovereignty, their very way of life.
It's also crucial to understand the Finnish mindset. They have this concept of sisu, a unique form of stoic determination, grit, and resilience. Simo embodied this spirit, and it was this ethos that propelled him into the fight.
Absolutely, Chuck. And remember, Simo wasn't a stranger to military life. He had already completed his mandatory military service in the early 1920s, where he honed his shooting skills and developed an affinity for military discipline.
His expertise in skiing and marksmanship, skills honed in the harsh Finnish environment, made him an ideal soldier for the unique challenges of winter warfare.
So, he was pretty much battle-ready from day one.
Exactly, and when the war broke out, Simo, then 33, didn't hesitate. He enlisted as a volunteer. It was a testament to his character, a blend of patriotism, skill, and a sense of duty to his homeland.
And so began the journey of Simo Häyhä, from a rural marksman to a legend in the annals of military history. His decision to fight was more than just joining a war, it was about standing up for his country's very existence. Simo's military prowess wasn't just about his shooting accuracy, it was a combination of his stealth, survival skills, and tactical intelligence.
That's right. In the Winter War, Häyhä served as a sniper for the Finnish army against the Soviet forces. The Finns were severely outnumbered, so they had to rely on guerrilla tactics, ambushes, and of course, snipers like Simo.
And Simo was a master of his craft. He preferred the Finnish Mosin-Nagant M28/30 rifle, a variant of the Soviet Mosin-Nagant, but with a crucial difference: he used iron sights instead of a telescopic scope.
That's an important point, CJ. He believed that scopes could fog up in the cold or glint in the sunlight, revealing his position. Also, using iron sights allowed him to maintain a lower profile, literally keeping his head down.
His marksmanship was phenomenal. Reportedly, he could hit a target up to 450 meters away, incredible for a rifle with iron sights in the harsh winter conditions.
And let's not forget the temperature. Simo often operated in temperatures between -20 to -40 degrees Celsius or -4 to -40 degrees Fahrenheit. He wore white camouflage, becoming nearly invisible in the snowy landscape. Hence his nickname, the White Death.
His tactics were ingenious. He'd compact the snow in front of him so that the shot wouldn't disturb it and reveal his position. He even kept snow in his mouth to prevent his breath from condensing and giving him away.
That's some serious dedication to stealth.
Absolutely, Chuck. And his record speaks for itself. Over 500 confirmed kills in less than 100 days of combat. That's an average of 5 kills per day, a testament to his skill and perseverance under extreme conditions.
His impact was psychological too. The fear he instilled in the Soviet troops was palpable. He became a legendary figure, with the Soviet army even mounting specific operations to eliminate him.
Despite their efforts, Simo remained elusive, continuing his deadly work until he was injured in March 1940.
His military prowess wasn't just about the kills, it was about how he used his skills to become a significant strategic asset in an asymmetrical war.
Simo's contribution to the Finnish war effort in the Winter War is a classic example of how individual skills, when applied with precision and intelligence, can have a colossal impact on the battlefield. Simo's extraordinary military service didn't go unnoticed. His achievements during the Winter War earned him significant recognition and several awards.
Indeed, Marco. One of his most notable accolades was the Cross of Kala. This was awarded for his bravery and exceptional service during the Battle of Kala, a key engagement in the Winter War where his sniping skills were crucial.
The Cross of Kala wasn't just any medal. It was a testament to Simo's exceptional marksmanship and his critical role in holding the line against overwhelming Soviet forces. It's like being awarded for single-handedly turning the tide of a battle.
Besides the Cross of Kala, he was also promoted from corporal to second lieutenant by Field Marshal Carl Gustav Emil Mannerheim himself. That's a massive jump in ranks, especially during wartime. It highlights how highly Simo was regarded within the Finnish military.
His promotion was unprecedented. It's rare for someone to leap officer ranks that quickly, but Simo's feats were extraordinary. Mannerheim, a legendary figure in Finnish history, personally acknowledging Simo's contributions speaks volumes.
And it wasn't just formal military recognition. Simo became a national hero in Finland. His exploits were covered in newspapers, and he was a symbol of Finnish resilience and skill.
That's right, CJ. His legend grew beyond military circles. He became a figure of folklore, an embodiment of the Finnish spirit of sisu, determination in the face of adversity.
And let's not forget, the Soviet side, despite being his adversary, unwittingly contributed to his legend. They nicknamed him the White Death because of his deadly skills and the fear he instilled in their soldiers.
Posthumously, Simo's legacy continued to be honored. He's been the subject of books, documentaries, and is often cited in military studies as an example of effective sniping and survival techniques in harsh conditions.
His life and achievements are celebrated in Finland even today. There are memorials and exhibitions dedicated to his memory, ensuring that future generations remember the White Death and the extraordinary role he played in Finland's history.
Simo Häyhä's awards and accolades were well-deserved, and his legacy as one of the most effective snipers in history remains unchallenged.
After the war, Simo's life took a quieter turn, but it was no less remarkable. His transition back to civilian life tells us a lot about the man he was.
That's right, Marco. After his injury in 1940, where he was shot in the jaw and left in a coma for several days, Simo faced a long and painful recovery process. Despite the severity of his wounds, he made a remarkable recovery, a testament to his resilience.
His injury required several surgeries over the years, and it significantly altered his appearance. But Simo didn't let that define him. He returned to his rural roots in Rajärvi, embracing a peaceful lifestyle.
Back home, Simo continued his life as a farmer and hunter, a return to the activities he loved and grew up with. He also became an avid dog breeder, particularly of Finnish Spitz, a breed known for its hunting skills.
It's fascinating how he seamlessly transitioned from being a war hero to a quiet life. Simo never sought fame or glory for his wartime actions. He was a private man, content with his simple life.
Absolutely, Chuck. And let's not forget, he stayed active in the local veterans community. Simo was known to attend war veteran events and was respected and admired by his peers for his service and humble nature.
He also took up hobbies like moose hunting and horseback riding. Simo was known for his exceptional skills in moose hunting, often participating in local competitions.
From sniping enemy soldiers to outsmarting moose, Simo really knew how to stay sharp.
His commitment to a peaceful life after such intense wartime experiences reflects his strong character. Despite his fame, Simo lived a modest life, avoiding the limelight and focusing on his passions and community.
And in his later years, Simo occasionally gave interviews about his experiences in the Winter War. He remained a man of few words but offered insights into his life and the war.
Simo Häyhä's post-war life is a remarkable story of returning to one's roots, finding peace after turmoil, and continuing to live with dignity and purpose.
Simo passed away in 2002, leaving behind a legacy of resilience and skill.
He's remembered not just in Finland but globally as a symbol of individual skill and determination against overwhelming odds.
A true reminder that sometimes the quiet ones are the deadliest. That wraps up our journey into the life of Simo Häyhä, the White Death. Thanks CJ, for joining us.
My pleasure. Always good to chat about a legend.
And thank you listeners, for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and share the History AI podcast. Until next time, keep exploring the past.
From the mind behind the History AI podcast comes an electrifying journey into the past. A ripple through time, Franklin's Folly. Dive into a tale where Benjamin Franklin, America's beloved inventor, takes an unexpected journey through time. But with his leap, he unleashes a powerful ripple. Now, with dark forces lurking in the shadows, harnessing this energy to shatter and enslave the world, it's a race against time. Will Franklin fix the future? Or will history rewrite itself? Uncover the secrets. A ripple through time, Franklin's Folly. Time has never been more fragile. On Amazon now.